1. Take off. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's news.
It's not news, but it's the show.
Yeah, true. Hey guys, you're looking at two really tired individuals, and no, we didn't call each other this morning to say, hey, what color shirt you gonna wear? The reality is, we only really have 3 colors, so the likelihood of us wearing...
because I got purple.
You got purple. I mean, 3 that match.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maroon, gray, and blue. And I think I have more maroon shirts than anything because I really like this color.
Yeah, sure.
So, I mean, the likelihood of us matching is probably pretty good.
Very thin.
Yeah. But with all that being said, we are dragging serious butt today. And we're going to give it a go anyways because, hey, you know what? This is the high point of the day.
In the other news, are you guys ready for the hurricane?
Yeah, we got a hurricane coming. I don't know what's going to happen. Paul's freaking out already.
That's Eduardo right there.
Hurricane meeting. Yeah, I mean, we had one, like, Paul's like, hey, listen, guys. Yeah, like, so I'm going to leave in, like, I don't know, the next 10 minutes. Okay, should we book a car for tomorrow? I go, dude, it's your call, man. It's your call. Well, I have a lady. I don't know what that, what? I didn't know what that meant. I mean, so we might have a lady.
Hey, man, I'm just here for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and it's not even that good. So who knows what tomorrow will bring. But, yeah, so. Hey, what's up? Is it raining?
Yep.
Yeah, it might be raining. That or he's shedding a tear. Is that the name of the hurricane? I don't know. Welcome back. How was Dallas? How was Dallas, Fernando?
Dallas was hot.
Dallas was obscenely hot. That was my heart goes out to anyone that has to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like our stuff is miserable, but that is a whole nother level.
That was insane. But before we get to this, I just want to take Oscar, Jays, and the whole team, the whole family. They actually host
Good call.
the event
At Jay's tent.
At Jay's tent. That was amazing. They bring some tacos, drinks,
and the entertainment for me to pick on.
Yes,
I can't remember his name, but the gentleman that I got to sit up front at the counter with for hours and pick on really made for an entertaining day.
Okay.
I mean, you missed it all.
I was just
but I had an absolute blast. And when they caught the little snippet we put up, that was the lighthearted part of it.
Seth. His name is Seth.
Oh, Seth, dude. Pat Seth on the back. He's a champ because he put up with me for like 2
Really?
hours. Dude, he went home, I'm sure, just crumpled in a ball in the corner. Was just yeah. But no, he was.
No, but that was amazing, right? That was great.
I had a blast. I actually think that was, for me, that was the high point of the trip. Okay.
I mean, it was great.
It was definitely the high point of the trip. Friday was spectacular at Dallas. I think I think Thursday was amazing. Friday was amazing.
Yeah.
Our classes were spectacular. Like, we had some of the best classes, I think, in a long time.
Yep.
Dallas always shows up when it comes to the classes.
Yeah.
The one downside to it was the event itself, just how it was put together and the way that 2 of our classes are done.
Yeah.
They were great classes. Everyone that attended had a wonderful time. The downside to it is the vendors don't necessarily agree, and it's not my idea with the way it was put together. And I agree with them. However, there's nothing I can do about it. However, they pulled no punches in telling me how
the structure is.
How the structure was, and very offhanded comments repetitively throughout the weekend. And it just kind of grew tiring on me and kind of just made the weekend not as exciting as it could be.
For sure. But
yeah, so that kind of stressed me out a little bit, kind of not depressed, just
it's just put you in a different mood.
Put me in a different mood than I normally have. I mean, but in a whole, spent a ton of time with Sage and Barney.
Yep.
Ton of time with Sage and Barney.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get Barney.
Yep.
Just so we can start filming videos on Barney, because Barney, dude, tuning with Barney was amazing.
Yep. We had a great time with Cardio Chris. Fan Chris. It was awesome,
Yeah. That was you. I don't know what that was.
That was me.
Okay.
Image. It's just, the hurricane is coming, man.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
It's awesome. No, Chris was great. Came by, gave me a hug goodbye. Came over to you, gave you a reach around. That was kind of nice.
Yeah.
Very awesome. He volunteered to give us his car for the weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not going out in this crap.
No.
Like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, we went out to Pecan Lodge with Nalika, Sage, Don, all the guys from.
Yeah. The after party was great.
Listen, when the three of y'all hugged it out in the install bay for 4 or 5 hours and we all missed it.
Well, you guys left. You guys.
Yeah, we took Ricardo and everyone, and Dan from Titan and all the other guys.
Yeah.
And Dan.
Yep. And Dan.
And Dan.
Yeah.
And so Brian and I took Ricardo, and what was his partner's name? I always forget his name.
Carlos.
Yes.
And Roberto.
Yeah, it was just Carlos. So we took from Monster by Hell from Mexico.
Yeah.
We all headed over to the other barbecue place.
Yep.
And had a good time there.
That was awesome.
Thursday was awesome. Everyone came by. Jeff showed up early and late.
But he came by.
Yeah, he came by.
Andy came by.
And he came by
just
for a couple minutes.
Everybody. That was great, man. That was actually a pretty good event at Jay's stint. So.
But yeah, so anyways, we went to Pecan Lodge, and you had to carry Princess from the car to Pecan Lodge because it was so hot, and the dog was just like couldn't take it.
Couldn't take it.
And
That
then,
was too hot. So.
Yeah. So don't worry, we're gonna get to your questions. So if you want to queue them up in the comments, we'll start knocking those out here in a minute. We're just giving a recap for those of you just tuning in of the Knowledge Fest Dallas that we just attended.
Yeah.
Oh no, dude, trust me, we knew Dallas was hot. D, what might you know about Morel's new 12-inch Pro Slim Shallow driver? You're looking at November, and the driver is actually okay. So here's the thing. No one's supposed to know about that driver yet. When the article got posted, that was the first that Casey was like, "Oh, well, I guess we're going to talk about this now." So there was no lead up to the press release. So corporate Israel just did that without informing anyone. So it's not ready for prime time. So there's no specifications on it yet. There was 4 prototypes made. 2 of them got sent off to those guys to do their review on it. But we're still a ways away from that. Like I said, probably looking at November sometime before we actually start to see that woofer. I'll tell you now, though, as soon as it comes out, we'll have our hands on it, and we'll let you guys see it.
What's up, Chris?
What's going on, Mr. Bennett?
We miss you.
You always have a good class. Hello, by the way. Yeah, and we missed you. Someone asked about your speakers. If you want to scroll through the little feed there, you can get them up with an answer. Chris is, of course, Muse Way. Muse is the way. Music is the way. So a couple other things about Dallas real quick. Stayed up way too late.
Yep. Way too late.
Way too late. Chris hung with us a lot. Like Chris was on fire. So Chris was there.
It's funny because he's like, I gotta go, man. I'm tired. Bye. So I'm like,
and he
all
stayed
right,
around
man.
for another 2 hours.
And then we'll walk into the other bar, and he's just hanging out. And I'm like, what happened, man? Oh no, I don't know, man. I don't know. So that was funny, and that was probably all 3 days like that. So,
yeah, Fang for sure. So I got, obviously got the chance to hang out with Sage and Don from Sounds Good Stereo. Got to hang out with Doug and Dave Kaz. So Dougie Fresh, you guys know Dougie Fresh.
Yeah.
And Dave Kaz from Titan.
Yep.
Got some time to hang out with those guys and chat it up. Got to hang out with the boys from MTI.
What are you so a Knowledge Fest or the event that was like, oh, okay, cool?
So the only way I can answer that is because I only really saw one thing while I was there.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I saw 2 things while I was there.
There you go.
The one thing I saw while I was there was the Porsche speakers because we shot the little quick
The 911 speakers.
The 911 speakers
from
Focal. So
yeah.
I saw those because I was holding the camera while you
and Nick
opened those.
Yeah.
And then I had some time in the morning. I don't
Yeah.
remember which morning. I went over to the Sound Digital, see the HKA guys.
Yeah.
And I got to hear the new GAN amplifier. So I got to hear the new 5-channel amplifier.
Very nice.
I don't remember what speakers he had in there. I didn't film it because it was literally like, oh crap, I got like 10 minutes. Let's run over there and listen to him.
Yeah.
It was so it wasn't tuned yet.
Yeah.
Okay, like he threw it in there as fast as he could. It's not even hooked up to the radio. That's how fast it's in there. It's just hooked up to the controller.
Yep.
Through the DSP, and that's it. It was kind of neat. I was like, yeah, I guess that works because they got the amp and they had to get it in there to bring to the show. So he's like, listen, man, it's the imaging isn't done yet. It's we wanted you to hear the resolution. That was the thing. It's how clear this is.
Yeah.
And, it was a little 5-channel amplifier about yay big.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've had experience with the amplifiers before.
Yes. We actually
that was 2 years ago.
The prototype, long time
ago. Now that it's a thing, it's kind of
plutonium speakers. There you go.
Yes, that's some plutoniums.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I was gonna say
that was Elias right there.
Yeah, there you go. Some plutonium speakers.
The cool thing about the HKI family is because everybody was wearing
the hats
and the shirts.
I was like, dude, well, I gotta get a hat.
Exactly.
There's Chris saying in the GAN car. Yeah, plutonium's in the GAN car. Did you get a chance to hear it, Chris? I'm curious because.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here's a quick question. What is the best way to break in a new sub? Play it.
No, just keep playing it.
Play it. Play it. Let it cool down. Play it. Let it cool down. That's how we do it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it was definitely a lot of fun. We got out of there yesterday. Our flight was kind of delayed. It wasn't that. Oh no, you didn't get a chance to hear it. Dang. Bummer. Did you just call me? I didn't call you. Nobody wants you. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. Like I said, other than just feeling kind of discouraged because the manufacturers that I talked to were just all like dogging on us about something that was out of my control. I had a good time.
But it's not
a lot of barbecue. Way too much barbecue for my.
Oh my God, that was a lot.
Yeah. So. Anyways, with that being said, commonly on this show, we do this page that we've talked about all weekend, which is the 12-volt Clean Wire Club. And oddly enough, a bunch of you guys are members of said page. And on said page, we'll come to your phone right after this. On said page, we have Fernando scour and find some of the cool installs that exist. This is from Titan. This is our boy Dave Kaz. Is working on a Corvette.
That's a C8 Corvette.
Yeah, Corvette.
Yeah. And
of course, the 12-volt Clean Wire Club photo of the week is brought to you by our good friends at Metra, which is T-Spec, as well as Tsunami. To this week, it's going to be T-Spec, according to what Fernando's put up there. These are the Brax amplifiers. Mm-hmm. Now, it's kind of funny because, he's posted a couple other pictures of this, mm-hmm. and one of them in particular got all kinds of conversation, because it was like a zero gauge giant.
Quick disconnect.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone was freaking out about it because they don't understand actually what he's doing in this. Mm-hmm. So in the Corvette, there's a tub that all of this equipment sits in. Mm-hmm. And you need to, if the car ever breaks, the front end or anything like that goes bad, mm-hmm. you need to have access to this. And if he fills it all full of this thousands of dollars of equipment and the car dealership gets their hand on it and then just starts cutting cables and doing all kinds of fun stuff like that, mm-hmm. seeing how this car has taken a couple months to do the installation on, yep. It might be a little heartbreaking. So what he's building into the car is the tub can have all the equipment in it, but you just simply unplug it all and pull it out. Uh-huh. The whole thing.
Well, if you see in the picture on top of it and the
the clips.
The clips, green, brown, and all that stuff. You unplug it, remove the whole thing.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, he's trying to make it as factory as
serviceable.
Possible. Yeah.
Very serviceable. So
But so that's what's
go.
going on there. So Dave is, of course, has always done a good job. If you want to see more of these pictures, definitely click through the links or head over to Titan. I believe some of the pictures might be up on Titan because the whole build is just incredible. So he's taking his time, obviously, and it's a really nice install. So I'm assuming since you put this up, this is what you thought was one of the cool things of the show.
Yes, because that's the only thing I saw. Because I was at that level.
Yeah.
So the Solo X people start asking, like when they're gonna have a 15 or a 10, and there it is. A 10.
Is that a 10?
It's a 10, 12, and a 15.
Okay. Yeah.
So, pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was funny too because we were like, when we were talking, they were like, "Oh, we're putting those out today."
Yeah, it was like, "Oh, I didn't even know."
Didn't know we were putting those
trouble,
out.
Right?
Okay.
So,
yeah, so that was pretty funny.
I know.
Yeah, I just didn't have any time to
go and walk around. Me neither, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why. It just
I talked to Mel. Mel was awesome.
I wanted to get over to the MM booth.
Dude, I
just didn't have time.
They have a 6x9 subwoofer box.
Yeah, that MTI built for
the
him.
MTI built it, and I'm like, why you guys don't do it? He's like, dude, man, it's been insane.
So these are actually 6x9 inch subwoofers, and so MMS is working on that. Now it is not something that can be put into a door. It's like 4 inches deep. It is legit made to go in an enclosure.
Yeah.
It's just the shape of a 6x9. It's not like you can put it in the door of something and it's going to put out bass or it's going to do better mid bass.
It's not a mid bass.
It's not a mid bass.
It's a subwoofer.
It's a sub made to go into an enclosure, and MTI had built a 6x9 box to go up underneath the seat of an F-150 firing forward. It was pretty cool. It fit and it didn't have to do anything. But yeah, it was something we had the chance to talk about. Love quick disconnects, extra points for serviceability. And this thing has to be serviceability because I believe it's probably going out of the state. But yeah, so good call on that one. Man, I'm trying to think. Other than wanting to kill some of the guys for playing their bass during the class, it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, we'd like to thank Audio Control for being a sponsor of the show. They're going to be up here for the next 15 minutes. Audio Control, of course, as you know, has just launched a whole new line of speakers, the PNWs, as well as a whole new line of subwoofers. We have the new LC5i, the new LC7i, and of course, the new 2.0 software for all DSPs, whether it be an amplifier or standalone DSP itself, going all the way back through the line. So if you bought a D4.800 4 years ago and you're like, I'm thinking about a retune, you can download that new software and have at it. However, if you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you do, knock yourselves out and enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. All right. Let me go.
What did he say? Hi, Dean. Are you going to make a calendar for the Clean Wire Club? Nice way to start 2012. Oh, you mean like a calendar with like a bunch of pictures and stuff like that from other people? I mean, it would be, but I don't have that kind of time. I got to be honest with you. I just don't have that kind of time. And because I could take pictures, but then I got to go and like reach out to the people and say, hey, can I use your picture? And then I got to print them and then I got to give them away. And as the end of the year gets closer, we are going to be stacked. Like we are going to be busy all the way through because we still have SEMA coming up here, and I just don't have time. It's a cool idea though. That'd be something we'd have to start for like 2025 now.
Mm-hmm.
Are you back for a while now, or got some other plans coming up for a Sound Adventures? Dude, Josh, I meant to text you the other day, but no, we basically have trips every month. Every like 3 weeks till the end, first part of November.
Yeah.
So it's life in the fast lane. Have a 2018
Camry
with the JBL using DSR1 to replace amps. Seems that I have to turn the head unit at least 3/4 up to get some volume. Is this normal? Any way to increase the output volume on the DSR-1? Well, the question would be, obviously you flash the DSR-1 for JBL and all those other fun things. Inside of the DSR-1, it should auto set to the 4-volt output. That's in the setup tab on the, when you're setting up your car. So you go and set up your car, you click, hang on, let's see if it actually shows you on the app here.
Which one?
Hold on. Ow. Let me see that. Okay, Alright, we're gonna pop this up here on the display maybe.
What's up, Marty?
Alright, go ahead and pull that comment for me. Let me shut that off for a second. So this is the software here. You have the home page and you go to setup. Setup device is the first thing you do when you connect it. If you come over here to system gain, it may be blocked out. Right now it's so you hit the gear at the top and it says T harness and you got to make sure it's on Maestro. Then you pick your page. You say, okay, got it. Decide if you're going to have one of those. Select OK. And then done. And you should have that. That should not say 0 dB. It should be populated with whatever the computer decided when it flashed it. But this, of course, has to be done. And then once that's done, you have to make sure that your master volume is all the way up. At that point, it becomes a gain issue. So the unit itself has a 4-volt output. So you have 4 volts going into the front. Now, keep in mind that the gain structure for your car is the gain structure for your car, meaning it's not DSR-1. We know that in F-150s, the gain is not linear. It doesn't go from here to here and get louder. It actually goes all the way up to like 21, and then 21 to 35, it goes through the ceiling. So I don't know how Toyota designed their gain structure. I'm not a big fan of the Toyota radio, but that could be what you're experiencing, in that they put a lot of very little gain at the front half, and then the back half it gets a lot louder. I've never really paid attention to that because typically I'm at max volume, setting my gain structure up, getting it to where I want it, and then I kind of go down the other way. So, kind of maybe think of it in reverse. Figure out how loud you need it to be, and then work the gain down the other way, or work the volume down the other way to figure out what works best.
I have a 2023 Harley.
Sucks to be you, Eduardo.
Track next week for a system upgrade. What would you recommend for a preamp?
So I would naturally check into whether iData works, like a DSR-1. Rockford Fosgate has a ton of stuff. Kicker has some stuff. I think Rockford's the better one as far as it's a Harley Davidson, so they make plug and play kits that do the programming for you.
Like reflash the factory radio or something.
Yeah. So I would check there first because most of that stuff has already been figured out.
For the 2023,
yeah, it's yeah. I mean, if you give Carlos Ramirez a call.
Yeah, he's
the motorcycle guy. Or if you do Ground Zero, give Tommy a call and have him hook you up with their guy.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got?
What do you think about the Stinger subwoofers?
And their amps, pros and cons. So here's the thing. Right now, this moment, the product is only available for DTC, which is direct to consumer, meaning as a retailer, we don't have access to these products. So the likelihood of us getting our hands on them to test is pretty thin. And even the Phantoms don't really get to play with them because it's direct to consumer. The only experience we've had now with the amplifiers is that we were the beta testers as far as we dynoed all their amplifiers for them to make sure that they were putting out power before they went out into the wild. so that if Derek gets his hands on it, we knew it would actually do what it was supposed to do. And guess what? Derek got his hands on it, and we knew it was going to do it, so we didn't have anything to worry about there. It's a price point product. That's all I can. That's the only, that's the message I have from them.
Rockford Fosgate components said on the fronts and
on the roll bar with the R2 300.4 amp. Good combo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of power. That the R1 line is always weird because I think like one of those is a class AB and then there's 2 Ds. Because they have like the 301, there's a 501, or I'm sorry, 304, there's like a 504. But I don't remember which one is the, I don't know if there's like a 400 or a 204. It's weird. But one of them is a D and the other one is an AB. But all the R's have tons of power. I mean, it's impressive little amplifier. We're putting the 5-channel in this Jeep over here. So we're doing the waterproof one, which is an M2, but it's basically just the R750.5. I just got a 2015 Highlander hybrid with the JBL system. Are there any limitations or things I need to do differently in a hybrid vehicle? So the reality of this question is, depends, right? Isn't that always the thing? There's nothing that's cut and dry anymore. Have we put a ton of power into a hybrid Toyota? Yeah, I mean, we put like a 4K amp into a Prius once. Totally against it, but we did it. The nice thing is that it has a JBL system, which means you can do a DSR1 or an Amp Pro or an Arc Audio PCM Pro or even an Arc Audio Blackbird. And the reason why I say that is because like the Blackbird will AR into it. So you buy the iData AR and it'll tie into the JBL system. And the Blackbird is an 8-channel amplifier it's efficient, small power, but big sound. Okay, and it doesn't draw a lot of current. Something like that would be something you'd be interested in. I would look into. That's kind of like the perfect combination for that because it's small and powerful, and then that way you can save some room for the bigger sub amp that I'm sure you're going to want to put in there. But companies like Moscone Gladen have the Atomos, and then you have, which are small, big, powerful amplifiers. Like the ones we did, and we were at Mobile Solutions, and what's his name?
The Pico?
Yeah, it was the Picos. No, we didn't do Picos. We did Atomos.
Atomos?
And Juan's car. Yeah, we did the 810 or the 6-10 and the 501 or whatever it was. So there's and then Helix of course makes like the V8, like we just put in the Jeep last week. So there's a lot of these smaller amplifiers that put out a ton of power. Even Kicker has the Key 200.4 and the 500.1. Lots of power, small power consumption. I am very tired. Thank you for asking. Great class, by the way, Dean. The way you organize stuff makes me want to rewire the car. Or sell it. I think we were agreeing on you're just going to sell it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to.
I think he wants to. He's just wasting his money.
Really?
Yeah. Any clipping indicator device you can mount in the front of the vehicle? Yes.
Like this, Steve. Make one?
No. But there's a really good one that you already have access to. They're called your ears.
Okay. No, that doesn't work.
It does work if you're paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the reality is you can hear when it's not performing anymore and it sounds like crap. But I don't think Steve has the... I don't know. Check Steve's page. I don't remember what he has. It's been a while since I've looked over there. I know he used to have some VU meters. JPS bass knob. There you go. JPS bass knob. So according to Eric, he's saying the JPS bass knob. So
there you go.
Give it a go, man. Give it a go.
Give it a go. All right. So let's see.
Which would sound better in a 2021 Tacoma double cab? 2 or 3 Kicker L7Ts. 2. Just go with 2. You need the airspace. So, yes, tape measure wise, 3 will fit. Sound like airspace wise, 2 fit better. So I would go 2 and be happy. I meant JP's D4S. Okay. So now he means JP's D4S.
There you go.
There you go. Okay, any ideas if new Sony ES products are on the way? So Sony introduces new ES products in June, I think is when they announce them. So they just announced products 2 months ago. And so we probably won't see any more products for at least another 10 months. So, have you guys ever installed a pair of Morel TIS? What the heck is that?
TISCS.
In the box, generally small. Is the box generally small? I'm guessing you're talking about maybe a subwoofer, and if you're talking about like Morel subs, typically need a ported box, and no, they're not exactly that small. Because it's a ported box. Hi guys, how is life in Florida lately? Bracing for the up-and-coming hurricane? Hello from Virginia. You guys rock. So, the funny thing is, obviously, we've been in Dallas this whole time, so we really haven't had a chance to...
It's a sub, yeah.
So it's a sub. Yeah. So, the Ultimo. Yeah, it needs a decently big box with a pretty substantial port. So...
We install it in the Porsche, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty big box. I mean, relatively speaking, but it's ported, so it needs a long-ass port.
Saludos, Octavio.
Anyways, so we were gone, and, Haley called me or texted me at one point, says there might be a hurricane coming, and I was like, when?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and, got in late last night because our plane kept getting delayed. Shocking. Went home, had a snack, and went to bed, so... in Texas, they really don't care about what's happening here in Florida much, which is understandable. And it's not like we were in front of the TV.
No.
And we were just constantly busy. So as far as like today, we haven't had a chance to look at the news. So probably be something maybe I'll look at tonight. We might close early tomorrow, Paul thinks. I don't know. But got our fingers crossed everything will be all right. And we'll find out
for
soon
everyone,
enough.
of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
we got that one.
Got that one.
Yeah.
Did we get this one?
That one.
Okay, do this one. Yeah. Hey guys, do you have? Let me close this. Go back to live so it doesn't look weird. Mm-hmm. Hey guys, do you have a recommended mid and high to base watt ratio? All right, so. That's a tough one, okay, because it really depends on what you're trying to do, how efficient the subwoofer is. So let's kind of play it out a little bit. I'm a big fan of, let's say your tweeters, a 2-to-1 ratio on tweeter mid to mid bass. So if your tweeters have 25 watts of power, mid bass having 50 watts of power is pretty nice. Now, that can be done in a bunch of different ways. So it can be done through passive crossovers and the fact that they've turned the tweeters down, -3 dB. It can be done with going active and turning the output gain down on that channel so that the mid-range seems like it is louder and getting more power, which it is. So I like that because tweeters are super efficient, super loud, and mid bass aren't as efficient, so they need a little bit more power. Now your mid bass to subwoofer ratio is very similar. However, typically, everyone is buying these woofers that are like this tall and have magnets like that big, and well, that kind of makes things weird because you don't know. So you might need 4,000 watts on your subwoofer. But a realistic idea is, if your speakers have, let's say, 80 watts, we'll say 80 watts to keep it simple. The sub is more than likely going to have something like 300 watts, 300 to 500 watts. So like when you look at a good 5-channel amp that's like 75 to 100 watts, typically it's going to have, let's say, 300 to 800 watts of subwoofer power. So that's kind of the ratio there. But yeah. But there again, if you get a giant ass woofer and you need way more power, then it kind of gets different. Building a balanced system is ideal. However, a lot of people forego that to just have a whole bunch of bass.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah, I'm more of a balanced guy. What do you got?
All right, so
Greetings from Mexico.
oh, where?
SSL amplifiers, man.
You can put you in there.
Other thing up?
Yeah.
I can do that?
You can do it.
Man, you're so nice.
You can do it.
You can do it? All right, which one do I want to do?
Yeah,
Let's do Focal.
Because this.
Yeah. Focal, man, that's where it's at. You know, supposedly we're going to get our hands on those Marine speakers. I'm sorry, the Porsche speakers here. I can't wait. Yeah, so for those of you that are interested in high-end French-made speakers that just sound amazing, check out the Focal at focalamerica.com. That sounds like how Al would say it. Check out the Focal. You know, because he wouldn't say, he just like, he would just say, check out the Focals. Not even an S, just Focal. Yeah, the Barneys. Check out the Barneys. I'm here to learn the Barneys.
Yeah.
You know,
Steve.
Deans and Fernando. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the new Focal K2M series? You see some prices on them, and holy crap, they are expensive.
So can we all agree that expensive is relative to your income? Okay. I mean, here's the reality. Okay. So some people are going to look at it. All depends on what, I mean, come on, saying something is expensive as a downside to something doesn't make any sense. Okay. Like, oh my God, it's $300. It's got to suck. It's so bad. I can't believe they're charging that much for it. No.
Okay.
I hate it when listen, I'm not going to buy them either because they're not in my price range. So, but that doesn't make them bad speakers. It just makes them expensive.
No, but I don't think he's saying it's a bad speaker. I think it's just like expensive.
But holy crap, they are expensive. They are expensive.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's
I
also
can say,
why they make. That's also why they make access.
No, but I can say
and slate fiber.
You know, the new Lambo that they just came out. Holy, is expensive.
Yeah, I know, but no kidding, it's expensive. It's supposed to be expensive. It's a premium product.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying, it's a premium product. You know, if you went to McDonald's and say, holy crap, a Big Mac is expensive.
The Arc Audio PSM Pro, holy, it's expensive.
No, it's not. It is not expensive.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
It's
not expensive. For DSP, it's cheap.
No.
Yes, it is. You're insane. That is the shittiest analogy ever.
Yes.
Anyways, back to this, why he types away on the keyboard so I can prove a point to him. They're awesome. There are some drawbacks. Obviously, as a new speaker, they're kind of working out, like, what is the best way to use them, so to speak. The tweeter is not good off axis. So, like, if it's going in a dash like this, that's not good. They work better like this. Sage
like
and I were
$500 range.
That's cheap. For everything that does, that's a cheap DSP.
That's expensive for me.
That's not my problem.
Exactly.
Listen, hey man, eat your Funyuns.
Hey, it's expensive for me.
Yeah, well, I didn't care. It's not made for you then.
Exactly, but it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
you're
over here saying something's expensive. It's not.
He's not saying a bad thing.
No. You're missing the point. Anyways, as I was saying, Sage and I were just talking about the mid-range that they have, and he's like, this is one of the best sounding mid-range he's ever heard. There again, it's a new technology. We're working our way through it. We'll see how it goes. Who knows? But yes, it's right now. Check them out.
There you go.
Is it true you can't replace head units in Chevy Tahoes or Chevy Traverses year 21 to 24? Is it true?
I have no idea.
Well, no, it's not.
I mean 2021, I can see that. 2024,
2024, I could see it for sure.
Really?
Yeah, because it's 2024. Why would you? What, you think we'll be able to replace them in 2024?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah. No, not into 2024, but 2021, yes.
So there's really no... The pieces are coming. That's the easiest way to say that. The pieces and parts for it are coming. So just by the end of the year, there should be something available for it. Let's just say that.
There you go.
There
Perfect. You go. I like it.
Hey, Dean and Fernando, what are your guys' favorite car in Dallas? Oh, who's your favorite car in Dallas? What was it in? The only car I got to hear while I was in Dallas was the GAN car from South Digital. Other than that, I didn't really get to hear anything other than the DB Drive guys. Obnoxious.
That was very loud.
They had a Gladiator that was constantly screwing up our class. It was stupid loud, but
that was pretty loud.
Oh, it was ungodly loud. Yeah, it was great. And then there was a motorcycle that would play opposite of it that had absolutely no bass.
Oh,
and sounded like total
Okay,
crap.
I got my favorite.
Okay.
That was the guys from PRB Audio. And that was
the little toy.
A toy semi-truck.
Was that the thing that was making the noise?
That was the one that was making.
Oh, that never dropped?
I
thought it was the motorcycle.
Nope. That was a really...
Oh, okay.
That
cool. Makes sense now. So
they
took one of those little Tykes kids cars and they had all the PRV. Had a stunt wall out the back. Looked really good. All fiberglass on it. Yep. And they would play it and they would rail up to where the drop was going to be. And then there was no drop.
Well, because that was no...
Yeah, and you were just like,
that was
what
just
the
loud
heck?
Speakers. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. Do you guys have any experience with an awesome bit Nove? Yes, we do. I actually own one, but yes, we've played with them before. I'm looking for a. What am I looking for? Hold on, let me do this.
A similar
modern.
Sound.
I'm looking for a modern amplifier that has a similar sound signature to my ADS P650.2. Any suggestions? So you're gonna probably want something that's an AB class amplifier. Straight power wise. So there's a couple amplifiers that are straight power, but more than likely you're gonna So I would check out the Moscone one line. So head over to Moscone-America.com and check out the one line. Like right behind me, right here. This is the 6 to 10. That means it's a 6-channel amplifier, 10-channel DSP. So this is in the one line here. They're all AB class amplifiers. So they sound really, really good. They have non-DSP amplifiers as well. And if you're looking for something just like a 2-channel with dual gain structure and something like that, that's a little bit out of the box thinking, you could check out the Morel 45th anniversary amplifiers. They make a 2-channel AB class amplifier, old school, left gain, right gain, real classic feel, real classic touch. It's like 110 watts a channel or something like that. Lots of power. Lots of power.
All right.
I want to thank you for your video. Made my upgrade, my Chrysler 300 dash door speakers with the Exelon components. A breeze to install. That's spectacular. You're welcome. Every now and then we do something you guys like. Have you used the new Kicker KM8 8.8 Marine amp to go active on front stage? Thinking of bridging 4 channels to the mid bass and using 50 watts each for tweeters and rear fill. Yeah. Actually, we've done that. It's cool. It's got bandpass channels on the amplifier. Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go Kicker, because I know you like the kickers. That's we've done that. It's not bad. That would actually be a good idea, is bridging it like that. That would be my only complaint on that amplifier, is I feel like it needed a little bit more power. I didn't think I'd have enough. I just saw the Grand Cherokee video again. Have done any more jaded? And do you wear Kevlar gloves when hacking the dash now? No, still don't wear Kevlar gloves. That would be too cool. But I honestly don't know. We haven't filmed any, so nothing going on there but the rent. What do you got? Oh, hey, look, it's Angel. I'm a Kenwood guy. I hope to make a 10-inch radio. I hope they make a 10-inch radio for a 2021 Tahoe. See now, 2024 might be a better time to ask that question. Somewhere in the, like this time a year from now would be a really good time to ask that question. If I was going to ask that question. So I have a Helix G 4-channel amp for my fronts currently. That's a nice amp. I need a high-res amp to be able to run a 3-way. Are there any 6-channel amps that are great for very high SQ builds running Helix DSP Mark II? I mean, 6-channel. Let's see. Well, I mean, you have all the Moscone Pro stuff, but they don't make a 6-channel. They make an 8-channel, but it has a DSP built into it. But you have a couple 4-channels. Helix has the 6-channel in the M line. Yeah, they have the 6-channel M, I believe, is non-amplified. You can get that. You could do. I mean, I would just go with the Helix 6-channel at that point. I think that makes the most sense, right? I mean, Ground Zero also makes the not plutonium. What is it? Uranium.
The uranium, yes.
Ground Zero makes the uranium amplifier. It's that one. Oh, not that one. Sorry about that.
Let me hide that.
Yeah, I got it. It's that one right there. That's the 6-channel uranium that we did a video on. That's a really nice amp too. Variable bias. So on the bottom of the amplifier, you can adjust the bias to the channels of staggered power also. So it has 4 channels by X and then 2 channels by X plus. I don't remember. I think it's like a 2-to-1 ratio. But it has variable bias. So when you're setting up the amplifier before you screw it down, when you're playing it, you can adjust the bias. So for those who don't know what bias is, that is for this statement, you have to understand that when I say crossover, I'm not referring to the gain, the little thingy on the side of the amplifier. I'm referring to something else. A crossover in the world of everyone else is called a filter. Okay. A crossover in the world of the inside of an amplifier is the point of where one output device crosses over to the other output device, completing the positive and negative sine wave. That is the crossover. The more it overlaps, the more it becomes A class, type, the less it overlaps, the more, not as good as it sounds, but AB class, that's why it's called AB class. So this can be an adjustable, so you can get a very high bias, so you don't have any problems at the crossover point. We talked about the 430 that's made by these guys, Odyssey.
Moscone.
I'm sorry, why did I say Odyssey? Moscone 430, they don't make anything. The Moscone 430, there again, that's a 4-channel though, not a 6-channel, because you could also add a 210, which is a lot of power. So like a
Addison and Arc Audio.
Now, so Arc also has a ton of big power amplifiers, but I'm not as familiar with them. But you could also check them out. So there's a ton of them. Dean, Fernando, what do you guys recommend speaker-wise on the 2014 F-150 need to be loud? Focal, Rockford R2s or T2s.
T2s, Rockford.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Focal if you have the budget, I mean they have the slate fibers now. Personally, Flax is a better speaker. K2s would be give it to me, baby. In lieu of all that, dude, it's hard to pass up the Rockford T2 as just being like brutal.
It is.
Brutal, brother. Hold on real quick. About the tube amp that you were asking, have you guys ever had a chance to test any tube amps? Asking for a friend. It is so high on my list of things I would love to do. You have no idea. If I could get like an old Butler tube amp in here dude, that would be so awesome. But yeah. And a 2021, so the answer is no. And a 2021 Ram, if you change the DAS speakers, do you need to use bass blockers? All right, so there's a couple caveats to this that aren't in your question. One is an Alpine system. If it's an Alpine system, the only speaker you can replace that 3.5 with currently and actually get some performance out of is going to be the Audio Control PNW 2 ohm 3.5 coaxial. That speaker is specifically designed to go into the Alpine Ram system or any of the Chrysler high-end amplified systems because it's 2 ohm in the factory and that is 2 ohm. Now, outside of that, if you go into a Ram that is just a 3.5 in the dash and it is not a premium audio system, if you just put a 3.5 in there, it should have a capacitor. However, depending on the type of amp they're using from the factory, you may get a turn on pop. So at that point, it's hard to say, hey, make sure you use a capacitor. And a lot of the times we do the Jeeps, we know that they're actively crossed over. You don't really have to worry about it. Now, if you're doing the Alpine system, and hey, what's up, Rick? If you're doing the Alpine system, no, you don't need a capacitor because the system is the system's already crossed over. So like out of the amplifier is already crossed over. But yeah, if you're going to put like some Kenwood C3s up in the dash, hook them up with the passive crossovers. But if you get a tap, then remove them and just remember what you got going on.
Good evening from Trinidad.
What's up?
Okay.
I hope we're all okay too. I'm so tired, man. I'm falling asleep. Do you guys have any tips for getting up, for setting up the BitNova? I have never used a DSP before other than the one in the Kenwood head unit. I will be installing it in a Mark 7 Golf with Fender Dyne Audio sound system. Oh, where to begin? I don't know if that DSP is going to work for you in that because I think that only has 6 channels of input. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're a VAGCOM guy, like you have the software that you can get for it and reflash the head units, you're probably going to have to reflash the head unit on that one. You might want to check to see if that radio is AR compatible, because if it is, you may want to just put a DSR1 in front of it so that you can actually get a preamp section out of it. I know it's like double DSP, but it really doesn't matter because you need to be able to have some preamp. We've done that before in a couple cars where we just put the DSR1 in as a preamp and moved on from there. Now, regardless of the system you're putting in or the DSP you're putting in, the most important thing you have to understand is how many channels you need to use and how many channels does the DSP have. So, for example, need to use. If you need to use the front tweeters, the front mids, and a subwoofer because there's no 7, no center, then that's 5 channels of input. You're okay. You'll be good. If you need to incorporate the rear speakers, though, now we have a problem because you only have 6 channels of input. So you're going to have to grab the front tweeters if they're active. If it's got a 3-way set up front and it's active, you could have a problem. Some of the Volkswagens have a 3-way passive up front, which in which case it wouldn't be a problem. So it just depends on what's going on in the car. Okay, so not every DSP can go in every car and work. The other thing too is that really doesn't fix any audio wise. It has some de-equalization capability, but nothing to write home about. That was before the new software that they have. So if there's things like all pass filters and stuff like that, you may not want to use time alignment. You might just want to just re-EQ it a little bit and move on. So without knowing what you're actually intending to do, and there again, you don't have to spell it out here, there are some things that you have to be careful about, and making sure you have enough channels is one of them. Any advice on subs for 2016 4Runner? I like the Stealth Box option, but it seems very overpriced. They're handmade, dude, one at a time. What about 10-inch downfiring enclosure with a T3 or even Hertz Milli Pro? What do you recommend? That's actually not a bad idea. The downfiring, that's typically what we do. I currently have a Rockwell P300 power device. I want an upgrade. Okay, so there lies the problem. Okay, so your option, the two things you like is your space in the back. Going with the JL corner mounted expensive subwoofer box, as you said, probably wouldn't give you the bass that the P300 is giving you. Thanks again. I want to use the rear for camping. Okay. The P300 kicks ass and takes names all day long. If you're going to try to replace that with something else, you have to go big or go home because you're just not going to be happy with it. If you're trying to get more bass, if that's the intended goal, none of the options you listed are going to do that for you at all. You can't go from a decent sized, efficient, normal subwoofer firing back to a small, crappy downfiring box that's aimed towards the floor. It's just not going to work for you. If you built a big, like 212 ported downfiring box, yeah, that would get some, woo, yeah. But
yeah,
I'm just saying, I mean,
no.
You can't just go to like a 112 downfiring and expect it to sound better than a P3.
No, I'm just
P300.
Now that you talk about like shallow subwoofer side, the picture from Don and Sage.
Oh, yeah, we can't talk about
with all that stuff. I'm like,
I know,
oh my
right?
God, that is insane.
Yeah. So, no, yeah. What's up? Love you, Nalaga.
That is amazing.
Cruz is right. I don't think anyone slept at K-Fest. Dude, so it's funny, Nalika's like, I left Nalika and the kids and Don because they're like, all right, we're going to bed. So I walked them over. They were all by the elevator. And I was like, see ya. I came back to the bar.
Yeah.
Nalika, as I'm walking away, because it's 1:30, what does Nalika always say? I'm hungry. Dude. Pizza. And then we came back later and they're eating pizza. And I was like, son of a bitch. I wanted pizza. Add another P300. Jody, that's not a bad idea. Believe it or not, we've done cars to do that because it's like, wow,
Look at the P500.
Yeah. Or, swap it out for the P500.
I mean, it's just like...
Actually, that's a good idea, too.
Yeah, I mean...
Just take the P300 out, swap it for the P500, and you don't have to do anything. Like, same power wire, same everything. The only problem is that the plug's on the other side, so if you don't. What are the top few questions we should have answered before visitor... Oh, wait, hold on. What are the top few questions we should have answered before visiting a car audio shop? Man, didn't you do a video on this like years ago? I don't know. You really okay? So here's the thing: if you go to a good car audio shop, they should be able to beat it out of you, meaning what you're trying to get. There's really like nothing that you should know because preconceived notions and stuff like that sometimes get in the way. Like a guy will come in and is like, I want to do this. Why? I saw it on the internet. Why are you here then? Mm-hmm. So if you get a good shop with a good salesman, he'll be able to help you. I like to think of it as like a realtor. When you hire a realtor and his job is to find you the house of your dreams.
Yeah.
When you come talk to a good salesman, his job should be to find you the products of your dreams.
Yep.
Along the way, he's going to make money just like the realtor when they find you the right system.
Correct.
As far as what you should know everything there is to know about your car, like what size motor it has.
The bigger one.
I would spend less time like scouring the internet to figure shit out, more time just cleaning your car, like run a vacuum through it. That would be a good idea.
Who cleans their cars?
Nobody cleans their cars. But no, I don't really think you need to know much. If you have a home stereo, okay, there's a good one. If you have a home stereo, know what home stereo you have.
Good headphones.
Because I had a guy come in. I have guys, not the other day, but other than the other day, I have him come in all the time and says, I got a home stereo. What kind of tweeters do you have? I don't know. What kind of home stereo do you have? I don't know.
It's a sound bar.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that are helpful because those are good questions that we're going to ask.
Yeah.
We want to know these kind of things. You got
That's
one
it,
more?
Man.
You got one more?
You got one more?
I really don't. Are there any new toe shoes coming out? Yeah, they actually just came out with a couple new colors. And I got to update some stuff because two of the ones I have, the glue is starting to decouple, and I'm really sad about that because they're my favorite. But other than that, real quick, hey, DNF Tool Drawer. DNF Tool Drawer is the place to go where you can find the coolest tools in the world. That's right. We have all the tools you need. And of course, there's where you can find your IRTA too. IRTA is a 2-channel acoustic, 2-channel up. See,
electrical.
Yeah, I was getting there. Electrical RTA. We talked about it so much this weekend. We sold a bunch of them out at Knowledge Fest, which was really awesome. But they answer the questions.
2-channel electrical RTA. You can find it on dnftooldrawer.com. And you can find more stuff like tools and everything we use in here. So go there.
I'd like to spank our spank. I'd like to spank our sponsors, Audio Control.
Yep.
As well as the fine folks over at Focal, Moscone, and Gladen. Check out both of them, or all of them, I should say, for all your audio needs. We'll be back here tomorrow on Instagram. We'll be back on the interwebs, the big shows, as we like to say, Friday morning at 9 o'clock for the news. We'll just call it the news. We'll be back the news on Friday. Thursday, you can find me over in the High Five Vegan Network. We're going to be talking about something karate related. And then after that, we'll be doing some kind of movies or something, as we always do. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then Saturday morning, we got nothing going on, but Saturday night at 6 or 5, depending on how we feel, we'll be doing a awesome
Speaking
show
of tools, what is your favorite camera?
I'm a Canon shooter. I've always been a Canon shooter. We just bought 2 new cameras to play with because Canon just released the new R8 and the R6 Mark II. So we bought both of those, took them on vacation, and we took them with us this weekend. Even though we really didn't get anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I just put that one just because I wanted to
I know. I bought it and you wanted to play with it.
Yep.
Yeah, but no. Hey guys, thank you so much for giving us your Monday night. Make sure to tune into. I'm falling flat.
See you guys tomorrow, guys. On
Tune in on
Instagram.
Instagram. That way, if you want to see what's going on here in the Bay with the storm coming, definitely we'll keep you apprised of our situation. I'm gonna go home and fall asleep. It's basically what's gonna happen.
That's right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We'll see you later next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.